Well, Charlton extended their unbeaten run to 4 games with a goalless draw at Southampton on Boxing Day. Manager Alan Kiely has named an unchanged team for the 4th successive fixture, even though this is his team's 2nd game in 3 days. Top scorer Johansson continues his comeback from a hamstring injury by starting on the bench. Former Everton striker Francis Jeffers now misses out. Everton's lineup has changed little during the first half of the season, but Steve Watson, who came in for the 2-1 win over Manchester City at Goodison on Sunday, has hurt his stomach, and his place has gone to Joseph Yobo. Marcus Bent, Tim Cahill and Thomas Gravesen all needed treatment before travelling to London yesterday, but all 3 have been given the all-clear to start. So a fixture that brings together 2 of the Barclays English Premier League's form teams. Charlton are unbeaten in 4 games, Everton unbeaten in 7. And the last team to beat either, curiously enough, was Chelsea, who defeated Everton 1-0 at Stamford Bridge at the start of November. He put 4 past Charlton here at the Valley at the end of November. Charlton building on a 7th place finish last season. But Nigel Spackman, could anyone have really imagined when the season began that Everton would end December in 3rd place, 6 points off the lead in the Premiership?
I don't think anybody would have envisaged that. I think most Everton supporters were hoping that they would avoid relegation once again, but Wayne Mooney has moved on, and Everton have a good team, good solid team. Playing this 5-man midfield suits them, and that's how Charlton will line up against them today, as a 5-man midfield as well.
Here's Pistone. Pistone, one of 6 players to feature in every game in the Premiership this season for Everton. Certainly haven't got the biggest squad, but you can be sure that David Moyes will be looking to spend when the January transfer window opens. Hibbert's cross was charged down there by Jonathan Fortune, in by Gravesen. Kilbane. Pistone gives him an option. Cahill was under that. Thomas struggling to bring the ball away. He's had an impressive season with Charlton Athletic. Jerome Thomas, who joined them in January from Arsenal. Precious few opportunities, of course, for him at Highbury. Here's Murphy, formerly with Liverpool, roundly booed by the Everton supporters. Charlton have the corner kick.
Good positive play from Dennis Rommedahl down that right-hand side. He's got plenty of pace, as Jerome Thomas has down the left-hand side, and that's something that Everton are going to have to deal with, the pace of the 2 wide men in this 5-man midfield for Charlton.
Bartlett almost on the penalty shot. And Andersen also in there. The only outlet for Everton. This is Everton's best ever Premier League start, and their best start since 1978, when the team then managed by Gordon Lee went 18 games unbeaten. They're second at Christmas time. They finished 4th, good enough to secure them a place in Europe. Stumble there by Hibbert. Several of the Everton players in their early warm-up decided to come out with 2 or 3 pairs of boots just to check on the conditions. It's a bitterly cold afternoon, and there was some ice on the surface. Shadows again lengthening. Forward by Weir. Here's Yobo. His ankle out towards Pistone. By Carsley. It's too high for Cahill, who's playing here on the right-hand side of the Everton midfield. Signed last summer from Millwall. Turned down the chance of joining Charlton's South London neighbours, Crystal Palace.
He's been an astute signing again for David Moyes. Tim Cahill has scored a few goals for them already this season, but he's one of those midfield players who likes to get forward but can play right across the midfield, and that's what you want in your squad, especially when you've got a small squad like Everton have. You need players who adapt to any position they're asked to play in.
Hreidarsson. Here's Rommedahl. Cahill able to tidy up there for Everton. Miscue by Fortune. Bent looking for help. Gravesen provides it, and also provides the vision too to pick up Pistone. Kilbane. Gravesen making his move into the penalty area to join Cahill and Bent. Towards Bent. Comfortable catch for Dean Kiely.
But it's good build-up play from Everton again. You can see they're a team with plenty of confidence. They all know their job in the team, and they do really work as a team in trying to get up and support Marcus Bent when it goes up to him. You've got Kilbane, Gravesen from the centre of midfield, and Yobo sitting in front of the back four with Carsley most of the time, protecting that back four if the two fullbacks go on.
Yobo. Too high for Kevin Kilbane on the far side. Prepared to work hard. It's a difficult job that he's got. Everton's lone attacker.
Yeah, but he's done it very, very well. Another good buy from David Moyes. Marcus Bent has worked extremely hard up front all season, and he seems to be enjoying this role as the main striker, with players coming up and supporting. He scored 5 goals, which is a good return from a player who has to play up there on his own, but he works hard for the cause, as everybody else does in this Everton lineup.
Worked hard on Sunday when Everton beat Manchester City 2-1 at Goodison. Marcus Bent on the score sheet, his first goal in 9 games. Bent required some treatment yesterday. He's had an ankle problem. Tim Cahill, another in the treatment room. He's damaged a shoulder, but okay to start. Cahill with Hreidarsson. Thomas, easily away from Hibbert. Holland is well forward here for Charlton. Charlton have the free kick.
But that's excellent play from Jerome Thomas. Once again down this left-hand side. Great skill, step overs. David Weir comes out, takes him down. Didn't want both the ball and the player going past him, so he brought the player down. But on his day, Jerome Thomas gaining confidence by the game. Should have scored against Southampton recently, but today at home at the Valley, he'd be hoping to add to his tally already.
Murphy is over the ball. Karkouri is known to like to hit them. Karkouri shot. And Thomas. Deflection off Fortune was wide.
Little touch to the side, Karkouri, but there's Gravesen out, as the blocker always should do. Get there and try and break that ball down from hitting the goals. Gravesen throws himself in the way. As it comes back to Thomas, just put wide by Fortune.
Here's Rommedahl. Rommedahl caught there by Carsley. Rommedahl, who is a Danish international teammate of Thomas Gravesen of Everton. He played at the World Cup in 2002. He joined Charlton during the summer. He's Bent. Worth a try! And a magnificent save by Dean Kiely. And Dean Kiely there, furious with the assistant on the near side, sure that there should have been an offside flag.
Well, they were looking for the initial one from Gravesen being offside, but Bent goes through the tackle there. It's a great shot going down in that bottom left-hand corner. Dean Kiely, alert as always, spreading himself and tipping that round the post for a corner.
Kiely on his toes, even though his fellow defenders went. In by Kilbane. Out by Hreidarsson, only as far as Hibbert. Swept away by Kishlshev. Cahill.
It's been good pressure from Everton, pushing Charlton back. But it's that final ball into the box there, first of all from the corner from Kilbane, who hit the first defender on the near post when all the big lads have come up and want to attack the ball in the air. And then Gravesen, good play down the right-hand side, but he crosses it behind the goals. And it's Everton just getting the upper hand at the moment.
Everton, remember, fourth from bottom at the end of last season. They lost their last 4 games. They collected just 7 points from a possible 30 on the run-in. It's been all changed this season, however. Kilbane. Pistone. By Young. Charlton do now have an extra attacking option on the bench with Johansson on his way back from a hamstring injury. It's kept him out of the last 3 games. And Kirbysley, the manager, will doubtless be having one eye as well on the next 2 games coming up for Charlton. They've got Arsenal at the Valley, and then they go to Blackburn Rovers. Everton also back in the capital at the weekend. They've got a trip to Tottenham Hotspur, another of the teams who are making good progress this season. Hreidarsson has done a wonderful job at Charlton, although after a 2-1 home defeat by Middlesbrough at the end of October, there were those that saying, well, maybe the time had come for a change. How fickle sometimes football supporters can be.
Well, Alan Kirbysley over the years has done a magnificent job here. He's also been very loyal to everybody here at the Valley, and to call for his head or say it's time for him to move on, it's a bit premature, I feel, and he's done a good job. He's brought in some good players who needed to be bedded in. Seems to have found a system that suits everybody at the moment, and things are going from strength to strength for them.
Flight for offside is against Rommedahl.
Yeah, Rommedahl's offside there by 2 yards, comes back on side, but the assistant puts his flag up, rightly so.
Bench with Fortune. Fortune has an extended run in the middle of the Charlton defence with Chris Perry currently out injured. Gravesen. Still with Gravesen. Hibbert's cross. Murphy couldn't get there. Pistone. Now Cahill. Well, generously there, Tim Cahill raising his arm just to say that it wasn't a foul.
Now, I think all the Evertonians the other end went up for a penalty, felt it should have been a penalty, but Tim Cahill just ran into the defender, and that's not a free kick.
Now it's Charlton's turn to press forward. In by Rommedahl, away by Yobo. Gravesen, on by Cahill. Bent with Fortune, who wins that particular exchange. Young looks to Rommedahl. Murphy well forward here for Charlton. Here's a Hreidarsson. Thomas to his left. eager now to take on Hibbert. Charlton supporters claiming that there was a handball there by Tony Hibbert. Mike Riley, the referee, had a good look and said no.
Well, it looked like handball to me, but Mike Riley's just given him the throw-in, headed out. Tony Hibbert off his forearm there. It should be a free kick, but Mr. Riley didn't see it that way.
He's just managed to keep the ball in play, but he was muscled off it there by Hibbert. And some sporting behaviour by Tim Cahill when suddenly the Everton supporters felt that he was fouled. Thomas away from Yobo. Bartlett in by Hreidarsson. Rommedahl arriving. Here's Bartlett. Young. Bartlett. And now Thomas. Still can't quite create the opening. Hreidarsson giving Charlton some width. That's better for Bartlett. Just 2 Premiership goals this season, and both were scored against Tottenham Hotspur. He's eager for a goal, he's anxious for a goal, but not this time.
He gets up well, but he's under pressure from Stubbs going for it as well. But good build-up play from Charlton. Hreidarsson's cross in. Bartlett gets up well above Stubbs, but can't get it on target.
Weir. By fortune, only as far as Yobo. Stubbs and Bent did remarkably well to get there ahead of the Charlton defender and also his teammate Tim Cahill.
There's a lovely ball over the top. He stays on side, runs across the line, gets a little toe on it, but not enough to take it over Dean Kiely. It was good to see Tim Cahill in there with him as well.
Cahill. Here's Hibbert. Everton there had the advantage, but now the whistle is gone for the foul on Kevin Kilbane.
Well, it was a foul, but Mike Riley let play go on for a bit, but saw Kilbane stay down, decided to give the free kick, and this is an extremely dangerous situation, this, for Charlton to defend against in this last couple of minutes, and all the big boys have come forward.
Then by Gravesen. Cahill up. Just needed to angle the ball back across the face of goal then.
Well, all the big boys are up, but it was little Tim Cahill round the back. Gets up well, but should head that back across the goals. And he couldn't quite get enough on it and put it behind. And that was a good situation, that, for Everton in these dying minutes of the first half.
Scored 3 goals so far in the Premiership this season. His first season in the Premiership, having joined Everton in the summer from Millwall in what is now the English Championship. Thomas. Didn't quite get the break that he wanted then, and he ran into David Weir. And Nigel Martyn now looks to be in some discomfort. And the Everton goalkeeper will require some treatment.
I think he knows he's got an injury. He's going to have to come off. Didn't see what happened there. But Nigel Martyn straight away knew he couldn't continue, and he's going off, and Richard Wright will be coming on.
It's role reversal, this, because it was Nigel Martyn who came on in place of Richard Wright in a fixture against Newcastle back in September of last year. Martyn on as a substitute for Wright on that occasion, kept his place in the Everton first team and has kept his place throughout this season, but there's an unexpected recall here for Richard Wright. So Martyn off and Everton forced to make a substitution just before half-time. They've had to replace their goalkeeper. Richard Wright, who's down his third season with Everton, previously with Arsenal and also Ipswich Town. Capped twice by England. Nigel Martyn capped 23 times by his country. I never think it's easy for a goalkeeper to suddenly take his place in a lineup while a game is underway, because no matter how much you prepare beforehand, you're never really ready for it.
No, I think you'd just be happy to get the final whistle, this half-time whistle from the referee, so he can go in and prepare properly at half-time, because when you come off the bench like that as a goalkeeper, it's very difficult. As an outfield player, you can run around and get a touch of the ball, but a goalkeeper has to really be right up for it straight away.
I wonder if he'd stay out there at half-time just to stretch and to find himself tested by one or two shots.
Well, he might well do. He might send, after the half-time team talk, they might send him out early with Chris Woods, the goalkeeping coach, to do a little bit of handling.
Well, we will soon find out, because it's half-time at the Valley. Everton forced to make a substitution just before the break. Nigel Martyn, their goalkeeper, now replaced by Richard Wright. But the goalkeeper at the other end, Dean Kiely, the busier in the opening 45 minutes. One splendid save from Marcus Bent. Half-time then at the Valley. It's Charlton Athletic 0, Everton 0. Martyn largely inactive during the 43 minutes or so he was on the pitch. Dean Kiely forced him to one good save to deny Marcus Bent. But Nigel Spatman, Richard Wright with an opportunity to at least loosen up and to get a hold of the ball.
Well, it's very cold out there, isn't it? He came out with Chris Woods midway through the interval and warmed up, did a bit of handling, did a bit of diving around. And the last thing you want is a goalkeeper to come out cold in this weather and not have much to do. And the way Everton have defended so far, they've not really had their goalkeepers doing anything. So a chance for Richard Wright to establish himself once again ahead of Nigel Martyn.
There's Rommedahl. Now Bartlett. Rommedahl had the goal in his sights, and now Bent has the goal in his sights at the other end. Pistone. Now Carsley on by Gravesen. Kilbane. Pistone away from Kishlshev. Pistone again. And towards Cahill. Kishlshev to bring the ball clear. Left there by Fortune, and Hreidarsson was able to step in. Definite breakdown in communication at the back there, with Fortune leaving the ball for his goalkeeper Dean Kiely. Murphy. And by Hreidarsson. Thomas just knocked off the pitch then.
Yeah, the referee giving a foul there on Tony Hibbert, blocking off Jerome Thomas. It's been a shaky start for Charlton to this second half.
Young. Now Murphy. Charlton trying to refocus. Here's Rommedahl. And by Bartlett. Murphy to cut inside. Thomas. And by Hreidarsson. Kishlshev. Thomas again. Got in Hreidarsson's way then. Collision between the two Charlton teammates. Gravesen eager to take the throw. Trouble was, it had gone the other way. High and hopeful by Kishlshev. Charlton able to make up a bit of ground down the left touchline now, however. Thomas. Bartlett's back here. Driven across the face of goal by Thomas. Rommedahl. Young was providing some support. Rommedahl didn't need it. Karkouri. Cahill now for Everton. Hibbert striding forward, as is Gravesen. Here's Bent. Pass was cut back towards Gravesen then. It was just a yard or two ahead of the incoming Everton man.
I don't think Gravesen read what Bent was trying to do there. It was a good return pass from Marcus Bent, but Gravesen has stopped his run.
Here's Hreidarsson. Bartlett now. Ball is squirted out to Rommedahl. Cross was deflected. It'll be a corner kick here to Charlton.
Well, that's what Charlton need to do, get more of the ball out to Rommedahl on the right-hand side and Jerome Thomas on the left-hand side, and let them take the full-backs on.
Karkouri on the edge of the penalty area. Hreidarsson also ready to make his move. In by Murphy. Fortune was doing the acrobatics. Charlton currently unbeaten in 4 games. They drew 0-0 at Southampton. They'd previously had 3 successive wins. The last time they put together 4 wins in a row was at the beginning of last year. One of their wins then was against Everton. Out by Young. Rommedahl is claiming that it should be a Charlton athletic throw. The referee agrees after seeing the flag pointing in the opposite direction. Strong run this by Murphy. Hreidarsson.
They just need to settle down again, Charlton, and get their passing game going. They're getting into that final third and really rushing things. Just need to take their time, keep their passing game going. Although Everton are squeezing them and putting them under pressure, when they do get good possession, they need to be better with it.
Ferguson has always insisted that his team has to work hard. He always expects more from them. Enjoyed a 2-1 success over Fulham, but Ferguson was far from satisfied with their performance. Here's Thomas. He was struggling there to get away from Hibbert, but he has had a tremendous season for Charlton Athletic, having joined them from Arsenal in January last year. Came in for a League Cup tie against Crystal Palace and has kept his place in the team. In by Hreidarsson. Out off Cahill, it's a corner. Holland inside the 6-yard area. Hreidarsson couldn't quite get there. Bounce of the ball has deceived Rommedahl. Everton eager to get bent away. Held up now by Kishlshev. Cahill and Gravesen were getting forward sharply, but now it's Charlton's turn on the counter-attack. Just needed a simple pass then from Jerome Thomas. Kilbane. Cahill and Mart. Here he is. On by Bent. Cahill again. Cahill's done really well. Out by Fortune. Here's Holland with Yobo.
It's good counter-attacking football from Everton in the first place. Kilbane, who kept possession for them, then spread it wide to Cahill. He kept it because he had no support and pushing Charlton right back.
Kishlshev. Now Bartlett. Bartlett! Well, he had a header over the top in the first half, and there the shot was always going wide.
But just breaks from him in the middle of the park, no support up there with him, so he decides to take the shot on, but leaning back on it, no real conviction in the shot, and going well wide of Richard Wright's left-hand post. But that's the problem in this system sometimes. When it goes up to the centre forward, he needs more support, and if he doesn't get the support, really, he's got nothing else to do but have a shot at goal from ridiculous ranges at times.
Just 2 goals in the Premiership this season for Sean Bartlett. They both came at Tottenham, a 3-2 win for Charlton. And then he was sent off in that fixture. Sent off for deliberate handball. Campbell of Everton, of course, was sent off for celebrating a goal he scored at Manchester City back in September. Already cautioned and then cautioned again for taking his shirt off. I'm sure he won't make that mistake again.
Not on a day like this anyway, Tony. Keep your shirt on.
Weir is under that. Here is Cahill. Not prepared to take his shirt off, but he is wearing short sleeves. And keeping with most of the Everton team. Cahill sliding in. Actually missed the early part of the season. He was away on Olympic duty with Australia. Missed the opening 3 games for Everton. The referee got in the way of Lee Carsley then. Hreidarsson. Holland. Thomas. On by Holland. On by Hreidarsson. Straight at Hibbert. Kishlshev. And Bartlett. Rommedahl just waiting for the ball to come down. Hreidarsson. On by Holland. And it all started to get a bit too tight and a bit too intricate on the edge of that Everton penalty area. Everton with everyone bar Marcus Bent back there. Here's Young. It's a terrific run by Luke Young, and he's been rewarded with a corner kick.
Well, this game really opening up now. It's from end to end, but nobody can carve out an opening at the moment. But Charlton had 3 or 4 corners already in the second half.
Fortune for Karkouri also in there alongside Hreidarsson. And nobody could reach it. Thomas really snatched at the shot.
Yeah, just misses everyone, and there's Jerome Thomas round the back, just sits up for him a little bit there, but has to take it on his weaker left foot. Can't get his knee up over the ball, and it comes off his shin, well wide of Richard Wright's goals on this occasion. But the game is really opening up, both teams attacking, but a lack of real quality in that final third so far. Both teams working extremely hard at the moment, Tony, closing each other down, but when they do get good possession, it's still very difficult for them to get in behind the sides, either defence, and get shots at goal.
I do wonder if we were to get a goal, it'll come from a set play, maybe a corner or a free kick, or maybe a throw-in. What can Everton conjure up here? Gravesen has now left it to Hibbert. Came off Holland. Cahill in there. Everton have a corner. Carsley was sure then that the ball had gone out off Tim Cahill.
But Tim Cahill did so well there. The ball went up in the air and he just ran for it, put Dean Kiely under pressure and got his team a corner.
Stubbs and Weir have both gone forward. And it's off the goal line. Somehow. Hreidarsson eventually. Karkouri had a go, then Hreidarsson. And here come Charlton again with Thomas. Kishlshev alongside him. And Thomas commits the foul. But what a let-off there for Charlton. They were grateful to Hreidarsson. Ball initially came off Young.
Well, it was nearly an own goal there. It was nearly handball as well. It was cleared in the end by Hreidarsson, but it was nearly an own goal from Luke Young. Karkouri off the line, and then Hreidarsson off the line.
It's Karkouri who's sweeping up at the back again for Charlton. I think a nudge as well there by Marcus Bent, but Charlton could have so easily conceded a penalty kick then, because the ball did certainly brush against Luke Young's arm before it came back off Karkouri and was cleared by Hreidarsson. Rommedahl. Kishlshev. Tremendous hit by Kishlshev. And a splendid save too by Richard Wright, who's had nothing to do. But when he was called upon, he reacted well to deny Kishlshev.
It looks like it was going slightly wide, but Richard Wright wanted to know that. But Kishlshev just set up nicely for him on his left foot, let fly. Richard Wright going across to his right-hand side, gets both hands on to it, pushes it wide, and then recovers.
Kilbane now for Everton. Pistone. Miss kick there by Carsley, and Everton could be punished here. It's Bartlett. Good save by Wright. Chance from nothing there for Charlton Athletic.
Well, it's given away in the middle of the park here. Danny Murphy does well. First time ball through to Bartlett. Wrong side of Stubbs. He should really taken his shot on earlier. As he took the touch on, Richard Wright was able to come out, narrow the angle and smother it. And he also got a goal kick.
Swept in by Murphy. Hreidarsson! Well, he normally only uses his right leg to stand on, predominantly left-footed, but he hit that sweetly enough.
Well, he had one thing in his mind as it came out to him, hit it on the volley. It's a good strike, but straight at Richard Wright in the middle of the goals.
Pistone with the throw. And by Ferguson. Kilbane. Swept in by Pistone. Here's Kilbane. Strong challenge by Young.
If Pistone just puts another foot on this ball, it goes over the defender's head, and there would have been Duncan Ferguson 10 yards out, a chance to score with a header. But good pressure from Everton, pushing Charlton back again now, and then this long throw coming in.
Launched forward by Gravesen. Hreidarsson climbing above Ferguson. Pistone. On by Carsley. Gravesen was offside. Charlton ready to make another switch. Rommedahl is going off to be replaced by Paul Konchesky. There's no doubt that Rommedahl is now finding his feet in the English Premiership. There's a run out for Paul Konchesky, who scored with his first touch after coming on against Norwich, a 4-0 success that Charlton enjoyed earlier this season. Holland. Kishlshev. Hreidarsson. Konchesky. Hreidarsson driving on. Here's Murphy. Now Holland. Murphy again. Young. Angle was right for the shot. Another good opportunity wasted there.
Yeah, but good approach play here. It comes back to Danny Murphy. Luke Young made the run. He wanted it in front of him, really. Brings it back onto his left foot. Decides to take the shot on. And really, maybe he should have clipped it to the back post. And he's leaning back on it, on his weaker foot. And that goes high over Richard Wright's goal.
Goals have been the problem for Charlton this season. They've managed just 21 in their 19 games so far. They have been very strong defensively, although they have had four goal thumpings. Murphy. Now Holland. Stubbs unable to hack the ball away, and he had two goes at it. The procession from the back continues. Fortune for Karkouri also in there. Swept in by Murphy. Andersen lost out. And Charlton have taken the lead. It's Karkouri. It's his third in the Premiership. And the goals he has scored have been key goals. Scored against Blackburn, scored in the 2-1 win over Fulham, and now he has given Charlton the lead against Everton.
Well, it's Murphy's corner in, headed out by Weir, but Konchesky does so well here. He helps it back in first time. And there's Karkouri, a lovely Carsley. Richard Wright, absolutely no chance. And it's very seldom you see Everton concede a goal from a set play. But Karkouri gets his head in there in front of Carsley and has put Charlton 1-0 up.
And it all came about after Everton had struggled to clear their lines. Alan Stubbs twice hacking at the ball and twice failing to get the ball clear.
And we're talking about Paul Konchesky scoring with his first touch against Norwich. His time.
There's a straight red card, and it's a straight red card for Duncan Ferguson. Hreidarsson flattened, and Duncan Ferguson is off.
Right, so a long throw here Ferguson being held, but the elbow there, right in the face of Hreidarsson, he goes straight down, and the referee, Mike Riley, gets that spot on. He just can't do that, Duncan Ferguson. He's only been on the field 5 minutes. Right in the side of Hreidarsson's face, deserved red card.
So James McFadden has come on as a substitute in place of Joseph Yobo, but Everton reduced to 10 men following the dismissal of Duncan Ferguson, who was so unnecessary and dangerous.
Unnecessary, dangerous, and David Moyes will be furious with him. I'm sure he'll find him a couple weeks' wages for that one. And obviously with his team 1-0 down and now down to 10 men.
Can Charlton now exploit that extra man advantage? Konchesky. Charlton at the moment in no hurry to take this corner kick. They've been rewarded with a goal from a corner kick already. Karkouri giving them the lead. Swept in by Murphy. And they've got a second goal. It's Hreidarsson. Reward perhaps for the elbow from Duncan Ferguson.
But again, it's from a set play. There's Danny Murphy's corner, not dealt with properly. Headed out, Hreidarsson in the back post. Let's fly with that left foot, keeps it down well, adjusts his body well. And beats Tony Hibbert in that back post. And suddenly this game has come alive.
Gravesen. McFadden. Andersen just able to step in. Hibbert. Under pressure there by Konchesky. So Charlton extend their unbeaten run to 5 games, 4 of them now wins. Everton's second away defeat of the season, their second in the capital. David Moyes will doubtless want to have words with Duncan Ferguson, who was sent off after lashing out at Hreidarsson. Hreidarsson, who then claimed Charlton's second goal after they'd taken the lead, with a third in the Premiership this season for Karkouri, their Moroccan international defender. It's coming right for Charlton. It's been a bad day in the capital for David Moyes and Everton. Full time then at the Valley. It's Charlton Athletic 2, Everton 0. David, frustrated at the end of the afternoon?
Yeah, we were, because it didn't look as if either team were going to get a goal, and it took to the last 8 minutes for Charlton to get one. But nevertheless, the boys done well. They've had 2 hard games, and we've taken 3 points from 2 of them at the moment, so we're not too downhearted with that.
Only your second away defeat of the season, second in London though.
Yeah, but when you think about it, it took 8 minutes to get to there. They've done brilliant away from home this season, and to be fair, I didn't think we'd lose today. I thought we'd certainly get something from the game.
Plenty of talking points, if we can go through them chronologically. The first, losing your goalkeeper just before half-time can't have helped.
No, he just felt a tweak in his calf before the game started, but he felt he'd be okay to get through. Then obviously, he felt it, so that was it. So it didn't help, but nevertheless, we've got a good goalkeeper in Richard Wright.
And perhaps the better of the 2 teams over the opening 45 minutes, and then controversy in the Charlton penalty area when I'm sure you might have felt you should have had a penalty.
Yeah, no doubt. The first one's a push on Kevin Kilbane at the front post. We don't get that, and then he sticks his hand out. So, I don't know what else you have to do to get a penalty kick.
Well, you didn't, and then you conceded from a set play.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we knew they're a threat. We've got one or two people who are very good in the air here, so we defended really well against them. But we lost the goal from a corner, and what happens.
And having made the substitution, then Duncan Ferguson, senselessly, you have to say, got himself sent off.
Yeah, it's a sending off. There's no question.
It's a great feeling going into the new year. We've had a good half to the first half of the season, and we can look forward to the second half.
How much is it down to the fact that some of your new signings have started to settle in now?
Well, I always thought it was going to be a case of that, and some of the other players picking their game up, and us also getting some results, because that's the most important thing. And it's all come together in the last couple of months, with healthy points total. And I think the criticism we got at the start of the season, and some of the games here haven't been as good as the punters would have wanted, but we've took it all on the chin and just kept going. And it's great that we're in the position we're in now, but I know, and David Moyes knows, there's a long second half coming up.
It was a tough game for both teams today.
I always thought it was going to be. David, fantastic first half of the season, and they're a side that's big and strong, and they don't let too many goals in. And like ourselves, probably don't score enough goals at the moment, and it was always going to be a tight game. And I always felt that one goal was going to be enough, and I think they're the one that shot across the face from the long throw, and Sean Bartlett had his chance, but I always felt whoever scored was going to win the game, and we got the goal.
So 2-0 to Charlton at the Valley. Next, over on Sky Sports 1, Alvin Martyn will be in the studio to cast his eye over today's highlights. To join us, press the Sky button on your remote control after the break.
Very quickly, and